Brother Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5.
Please, sir.
3. Lucifer!
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Hey, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, tell 'em turn it out till they get no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last warning, I'm gonna see go. I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way. When it hits, it
Oh, so apparently the DNA thing.
The DNA thing? What are we talking about?
Yeah, you know, what is it? The DNA's what's the name for it? You do the ancestry.com,
Oh, and all the rest. Yeah.
all those different things be so popular that apparently
Everybody's giving away their entire life, you know.
yeah, it's nice thing to find out, but with the interwebs and everything like that, you do realize that they're getting all of your information. So there can't be a, no, that's not me, you got me mistaken. No, we have your DNA.
What necessarily do you mean by all?
All,
Like all, or
like every bit of it.
like all of it?
Like everything.
Oh.
Even the things that you don't care about to pay attention to, they know.
Oh. All. That's sort of all.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that's not good.
Otherwise everything.
Yeah.
All encompassing.
Got it.
The entirety
Uh-huh.
to completion.
All encompassed. Yeah. Got it.
Got it. But that's not what we're talking about.
Oh,
So,
no. What?
No. Apparently, you may have more Neanderthal DNA than you think.
Who, me?
Everybody.
Oh, okay. And? What's the problem?
Just saying. They're just trying to. Some 60,000 years ago, a wave of early humans ventured out of Africa, spreading to every corner of the world. And these travelers were met by a landscape of hominins vastly different from those they left behind.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How did they know that?
I don't know.
Were these scientists there 60,000 years ago?
Dan Rather was there.
Of course, Dan Rather was there.
Him and Brokaw. Neanderthals roamed the land.
No. Really, stop. No, stop.
Yep, in the Middle East.
No. No.
Okay.
No.
No, what?
To all of this, all encompassing no.
Why?
Let me,
I was gonna say I haven't even got into the story.
I don't
yet.
care.
Move
No, just no. No. Here's
you don't
why.
Want to hear about their sister group, the Denisovians? What?
No.
They spread
Because it's
across
all
Egypt.
fake crap anyway.
Yeah, but whenever these groups met, it seems that they mated.
Oh, no way. That means they weren't different groups. We were all freaking human, you morons.
Yeah, but the
No.
genetic fingerprints of these
Hey, guess what?
this mixing remain apparent in many populations today.
You know,
Roughly
given the fact that we all have the same basic DNA structures and just a little bit of diversity in, you know, the first like 1/100th to
the
make
strand.
out our skin color and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to believe that we all came from the same source.
Yes, that's what this would imply. Yes.
That's what genetics would imply, that we all came from a single source.
We did,
of
according
genetic
to-
strands.
Yes, it came from the amoebas.
No, not the amoebas. No.
Yes,
A
it
genetic
comes-
strand, not evolution, not any of the rest of the crap. Natural selection, by the way, if you believe in natural selection, is the elimination of genetic marker traits to create something over time. It's not an evolution. It's not an addition of genetics. It's the decreasing of genetics. It's killing off, which we've never seen ever.
At all.
Ever. Even on the microscopic level, we've never seen it. We've only seen natural selection. Now, if you're talking about Neanderthals, I don't care what people think. If you come from the same genetic source of human,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Okay, let's go from there. We all came from the same genetic source of human.
So far.
Like it started human and it's human now.
Okay.
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 Different different variations on the human, but it's all like this human. It all started with a group of humans,
Mm-hmm.
possibly just two,
Mm-hmm.
that had the entire genetic code structured into their cells for all
Okay.
humanity.
Okay.
Okay? And it went
Okay.
from there and it spread forth because they procreated. Neanderthals may not be Neanderthals. There are a couple things that we have to think about here with Neanderthals. One,
Mm-hmm.
how do we know they were 60,000 years ago? All we're looking at is fossils. Not even the bones anymore, because the bones have dissipated completely. We're looking at the fossils, which means what we're looking at is the rock.
They all have toe tags.
Right. So we're looking at the rocks that surround these things and on the imprint that they've made in the dirt, basically, and that it's solidified. And we're saying, based upon the half-life of whatever decided factor that we use,
Yep.
that's how many years. Did you know that every time you use a different variation, a different chemical compound, it gives you a different year?
Yes. I knew that.
That means that we can't actually tell how old something is by a half-life, because we don't know how much was in it when it started. We have to estimate and guess based on the current levels.
Yes.
So anybody's half-life theory about anything genetics, anything mineral-based, is a sham. And then you add to the fact that we have the idea, I mean, if you're a Christian anyway, we understand that people used to live longer.
Okay.
If you're a Christian,
Do they live long and prosper?
no, if you're a Christian, people lived longer until God said, you don't live past this age.
Okay.
Like 120, boom, pff, done. You don't live past 120. We had generations of people that lived into their 9, 10, hundreds, 1,000 years old almost.
Yeah, I've thought, just sidebar real fast on that one. Like, I've kind of wondered, like, I'm 38 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm exhausted.
Right.
Can you
They
imagine?
weren't. No, they weren't, though.
But I know they weren't, but it's hard to imagine that they weren't.
Right. But then you
Living
think about
to
it.
be 900 something years old.
Right. And then you think about it like this, right? Okay, so what are the few forms and features in the human body that continue to grow no matter how old you are?
Your hair and your toenails.
No. Your ears, your nose, your eyebrows.
Your hair still grows. Your
Yeah,
hair. and
I'm
your
saying
fingernails do
I'm talking about stuff that you can form in a fossil, okay?
grow. Oh, you didn't say that.
The features of your body that can form in a fossil.
Okay, yes, fine. Your ears, your nose, your.
Yeah, the stuff that actually grow on your bones,
Yeah.
And they were aged, right?
Mhm.
So they were hunchbacked probably because of continuous years of gravity.
Gravity. It's working for me. Okay.
Gravity is stay the hell away from me. Anyway, it goes to bring you down. So if you have 900 years of gravity pulling on your entire body, it goes to show that you're probably going to have a curved back. Not that you're hunched over because you aren't evolved enough, but because your body has been through the ringer for 900 years.
Gotcha. That does sound rather painful.
Doesn't it though?
It does.
Oh, and they have this sloped forehead and these really out the older you are.
Mm-hmm.
So what if Neanderthals aren't actually Neanderthals? Because we don't have any genetic coding of Neanderthals. All we have is dust.
Dust in the wind.
That's all we have of Neanderthals. So to say that your genetic code could be from Neanderthals, first off, there's no such thing because that's a made-up term from people who just didn't want Christianity to be true or any sort of thing that's not science to be true. And then secondly,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know because you don't have any genetics of Neanderthals?
I did not realize that by starting with this, it would have opened this can of worms.
Yes,
I
it did. It did.
touched a
Mhm.
nerve there.
I hate this sort of thing so much.
So I just know there's, like we could just stop there with that one. Then so I guess you are going to have equally feelings about the scientists finding the head of a 330-million-year-old shark in Kentucky.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, researchers were stunned when they discovered the remnants of a huge fossilized shark head in the walls of a cave in Kentucky.
Why were they stunned? Megalodon-sized sharks, have been forever found. What's the big deal?
Well, it didn't say it was that. It just said it was a huge shark head.
Oh, well, 330 million year old, huh?
Yeah, 330-million-year-old, and it was discovered in a cave in Kentucky. You see, I don't know if you were aware of this or not, but Kentucky is nowhere near the ocean.
Yeah, well, it used to be. Everything was flooded at one time.
Don't stop it.
Everything.
There
That's
you
why
go.
you find clams on the Himalayan mountains. That's why That's why you can find shark heads
in a cave
in caves
down
in
by the river.
Kentucky. Everything was covered in water. That's why we have the Grand Canyon.
That was the drain.
Afterward, yes. That's why we have it.
Ah,
It's there because of that.
you're a little fired up there, ain't you?
It's stupid.
Yeah,
What makes the most logical sense? A tiny stream cut over 700,000 million years into rock?
Mm-hmm.
Or a giant flood? Which, by the way, I forget which, Mount St. Helen. When Mount St. Helen happened,
Mm-hmm.
and there were the giant mudslides because of Mount St. Helen, guess what happened?
What happened?
A mini Grand Canyon was made
Huh.
in a matter of hours. And not only was it made in a matter of hours, it literally looked like stacked layers of sediment over millions of years, but it happened in hours.
I'm beginning to really regret having picked these then, because I did not realize I was going to get you that burnt out.
I mean, I've been burnt out for 3 days, so
Well, that's
I might as well blow up steam on this thing.
this is true. This is true.
It's
Well,
more productive for me to blow off steam here.
It's true, and it's more fun this way.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. That's right.
More fun this way. So, well, moving away then from
Oh,
fossils,
well, before we do that,
million years and DNAs. And,
but hi everybody. This is Defenders Live, DOAE show, DOAEshow.com. You can find us on Mojo 50 Radio, 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, every day of the week.
well,
Most of the time now. We've been busy. Busy.
yeah, we
Busy.
damn day jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Anyway,
show50.com. Check out everybody over there.
yes,
Amazing hosts over there. Go over there. You know what you can say, actually?
tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow? Oh, there's 31 days in January. Tomorrow, last day that you can get this amazing offer. If you donate $25 or more, the good people over at Mojo would like to send you a gift in return as a show of appreciation for donating and supporting them.
Yes.
Do you know what it is?
I do know what it is. Do you want me to tell everybody what it is?
Well, no, I was. You messed it up. I was talking to them.
Oh.
I was talking to
please,
the audience. I know
please,
you know.
Oh, please, go ahead. Yes.
The moment's gone now. It's ruined.
Fine, sorry.
Tell them what it is. Jeez.
Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Tell them.
Oh, that's the Mojo 50 cigar series.
A cigar series, you say?
The cigar series, I say.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
amazing.
what is in this cigar series, you
Well,
say?
there's 3 cigars. You have the El Jefe. Now, the El Jefe is great for beginners. Okay, it's a simple, mild, easy to love cigar. Then you have the Handy J. Handy J is a little spicy, though. It's more like a Cuban cigar, traditional Cuban. It's got a little hit to it, little kick to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Stags.
Not the Stags.
The Stags. Now, the Stags is a Maduro. It's
I'm like-
bold. It's smooth.
Does it have anything to do with the Maduro Oblongata?
That's medulla.
That's what I said, the Maduro Oblongata.
No. And this Maduro is for
Jokes are landing flat tonight.
this Maduro is for the more mature smoker,
As in someone who's done it before, not the old folks.
or both.
Or both, I guess.
Done it before. These wonderful cigars are not only Churchill sized, which means they're 8 inches long, ladies,
Mm-hmm.
and 52 gauge wide, but they've also been hand rolled on the thighs of virgins.
You keep saying that.
That's what I keep on hearing.
I don't believe it to be true.
I don't believe it to be true
I'm
either.
gonna call shenanigans.
Well, you know what? You can call shenanigans, but when those virgins come knocking on your door for telling them off, I just don't want to be there.
Okay, well,
That's all I'm saying. Mojo50, go to mojo50.com. When you do that, go to the donate button, press the $25, get the cigar series. It's amazing. Lovely stuff. And by the way, it ends tomorrow. So, you know.
it does.
Mhm.
People over on Twitters. By the way, you can follow us at DOA Show on all the social medias. We hang out on Twitters and stuff because we like to engage with you.
Yes.
So unless you're listening to the podcast and you're kind of behind, I mean, you can still you can still respond to it. We'll still respond back, but
Eventually, yes.
we'll it is what it is. Giant flood or land shark?
Both.
And then the unimpeachable Jill Hole has put up a nice little gif of Sharknado.
With great floods come great Sharknado.
It's true.
Mhm.
It's true.
Yes.
And then no, actually, Steven is not increasing his volume to drown me out. It's more of it's just the way.
I'm just
Skype
loud.
works. Well, no, it's the way the Skype works. It's sadly
It is. It's just how it works. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
we're working on it.
Yeah. Eventually, it'll get better.
But no, he's right. He does get louder, so it can because he knows it cancels my sound out, and so
I get
he
loud.
gets his point. So
Mhm.
there you go.
Yep, I get my point across. That's just what I do. Elizabeth Warren says she's not going to pick an educational secretary until they have been approved by the young trans people.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is proof that evolution is not real. Because I would argue this, when she selects her cabinet, she'll only consider candidates for Secretary of Education who have taught in public schools.
Mhm.
The final candidate will only take office after passing an interview with a, quote, young trans person.
With a fine young cannibal.
Why?
Who?
I don't. What does the interviewee being subjected to questioning from a young trans person?
What does that
determine-
even mean? Like, how young? What are we talking here?
I don't know. I'm afraid to ask.
Like, how young are you talking about? You?
She can't get too young because then she would be in trouble for underage pedophilia and whatnot.
Yeah, I know. Edub, come on. What are you talking? And this, my friends, is how you know for sure that Elizabeth Warren is about to drop out of the race.
Because she keeps dropping this stupidness.
Yes, she is doing everything she can in a desperate attempt to boost her numbers
And to pander.
and to pander to everyone she thinks she can pander to. But everybody knows that she's a liar.
I don't understand, and I never have understood this about politics, is why is it that in politics it is the one thing that doesn't require you to actually be good at the job you're applying for?
Well, also Weatherman.
Okay, well, weatherman too, but I'm just saying. Because, seriously, what does a young trans person have to do with whether or not the Secretary of Education has the ability to effectively fill the role of helping to set the precedent for education in the nation?
Well, so they have to fill the role with LGBT youth in mind
Why?
because quilt bags matter.
No. What does your sexual orientation, your sexual preference, your whatever, what does that have to do with school? What do you go to school for?
What's love got to do with it?
No. Close, though. I've said this to my son repeatedly whenever he complains about not having enough friends or whatever. You don't go to school to make friends. You don't go to school.
For the social, yeah.
Yeah. Is it nice? Yes. Is
Sure.
it good to have?
Sure.
Absolutely. But that's not what you're there for. You're there to learn. And what does a transgender person interviewing a possible Secretary of Education,
Right.
what does that have to do with education?
Absolutely nothing.
It just This
Absolutely
is-
nothing.
this is the reason why people don't pay attention to politics.
Well, that and it's all about the impeachment.
Well, now it is, but I'm talking about it in general because the people are not being listened to.
Of course not.
According to her, in the interview, it's not just a young trans person, but a very young trans person.
So we are talking like straight up child.
Yes, because again, a child interviewing an adult, that's what we need.
Mm.
That's how.
Yeah, we need 5-year-old children interviewing adults to make sure that the job is gonna happen, right?
Yep, apparently. That's how you fill the role properly, having children interview adults.
That sounds amazing.
Doesn't it, though? Why is this woman not president already?
I know it sounds so good. That's what you
Quote, I'm going to have a Secretary of Education that this young trans person interviews on my behalf. And only if this person believes that our Secretary of Education nominee is someone who is committed to creating a welcoming environment, safe environment, and full education curriculum for everyone.
of
What does
every
math-
gender.
What does math have to do with your sexual orientation?
Absolutely nothing. We'll be right back.
That's like taking a bunch of names and putting them up on the wall and just throwing
That's nothing.
one, like, I'm going to have him do it on my behalf. So you're elected to a position and you're already shirking your responsibilities and you haven't even got the position yet.
You're shirking your responsibilities to a child. A child.
Then what are you doing there is my question. Why not make the child the president at that point? I mean, aside from the fact that constitutionally you got to be at least 35.
Yeah, beside that fact.
I mean,
A child, a child. Why don't you just elect the child? Why don't you just put the child in place for the education secretary?
you might as well.
Yeah.
because there's no requirements and no lines, no.
Well, you have to be at least 18 years. You know, well,
Do you
16.
really?
You have to be at least 16.
Is it 16?
Yeah. Well, you have to be old enough to work.
Ah, okay. Well,
Yeah, and if you're not old enough to work, then you can't. And even then, they can only work 20 hours a week.
because they got curfew.
That's right.
Sorry, Ma, I gotta go home. My mom's gonna pick me up in a minute.
Sorry, Edub, I have to leave. I'm sorry.
Wait for my mom.
I can't work at home, even though you pay me salary. I'm sorry. I can only work an average of 20 hours a week. Yeah, isn't that great?
So stupid.
Special.
Not really.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Yeah, we're coming back here in about 10 seconds.
I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Back, everybody. Defenders Live, Mojo50. Go to mojo50.com. Follow them on the radio or on all the social medias as well.
Yes.
Mojo50 Radio,
Mm-hmm.
Facebooks and Twitters.
Yes.
Spread it around. Share the love. If you like what you're listening to, or if you don't, I mean, you can send it out as a warning. Don't listen because these guys are morons.
Yeah, and then everybody else will listen, and then you'll be proven wrong. But that'll be fine. It's no big deal. If you're basing the entirety of Mojo50 on us, don't do that. That's a bad idea. We are the Mojo50 caboose, also known as the because that is exactly what we do. And we like that. We appreciate that. And for those that actually do listen and enjoy, we appreciate you as well. Those are generally the Jackhole Nation.
Yes.
Which, by the way, if you are a member of the Jackhole Nation and you want to represent, we do have and house official Jackhole Nation gear, swag, all the rest over at DOAE Show. Go to DOAEshow.com. It is all there.
It is all there. Follow us on all the social medias at DOAE Show.
Speaking of,
We like to talk it up with everybody. Yes, over on the Twitters, a
Mhm.
quiet guy in the back, 8-inch long for the ladies, rolled on the thighs of virgins for the men. Mojo cigars are for everyone.
darn right, asking for a friend, Jackhole. Wrong. I went to school to hang out with my friends and play sports. Those stupid classes always got in the way.
Damn it.
Janet.
The unimpeachable Jill Hill. Didn't Warren want the voting age lowered?
Yes.
Yep, she did.
16.
Is it? Yeah, that's right. That heifer. And yes, we are live tonight.
We are.
I know it comes as a shock to a lot of people.
Some people, yes.
Last night yesterday was just
Sorry.
a very long day.
It was a long day.
It was
Always with the runaround.
I didn't get home personally. I did not get home until
Midnight, yeah.
is when I got to the house.
Mm.
So
Hour after me, yeah.
yeah, it was and that's
Fun times.
long night. But you know what? The paycheck's gonna be nice.
Oh, yeah, it'll be good.
So just saying. Bill. Headline reads: Overnight Energy. Sanders introduces a bill to ban fracking. Trump officials propose rolling back the law protecting migratory birds. And green groups threaten to sue the EPA over airplane pollution.
So you're talking about like this week, he introduced a bill that aims to ban hydraulic fracking.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Sanders does.
Yep. Yeah.
A bill.
A bill to ban the practice of hydraulic fracking and for other purposes.
And for other purposes?
That's what it says in the quote. And for other purposes. I don't know what the hell you would use other purposes for. But
So
Okay.
the very first bill that Bernie Sanders ever put out in his 30 years of being a senator
mhm.
is a bill against fracking and
Mm-hmm.
other purposes.
Yeah. Again, I don't know what those other purposes are, but yes. Sanders has called for a ban on fracking while campaigning for a Democratic presidential nomination. Sanders tweeted about the bill, which he said was also worked on by Senator Jeff Merkley from Oregon, and of course the wonderful, the beautiful, our favorite representative from New York, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Sorry.
It's okay.
One of us had to do it, damn it. And the Democrat from Florida, Dan Soto.
Dan Soto.
Dan Soto.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's how we got there.
That's great.
Not really. It's actually pretty stupid,
Yeah, it's horrid.
I think.
It's bad. No good, very bad things.
Oh, coming soon, a new regulation is set to be unveiled by the Interior Department.
Uh-huh.
It would end most federal protections of migratory birds, allowing companies to accidentally kill such animals and not face punishments.
Oh, that's good because, you know, for all those people that want windmills and wind power, that would be one of those things that they would have to overcome.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking more along the lines of it'll be nice to be able to finally, like, intentionally tackle and kill one of those damn Canadian geese that like to, you know, take over. Like, hate them things. Can't hurt them. They're migratory birds.
And they know it, so they strut right out in front of you.
Yeah, they do.
Like peck at your hand, like, ah!
They have no fear. Well, this thing goes through. They will fear me.
You will fear Dylan.
Mm-hmm. When in effect, the rule change would allow companies to do that do not establish safeguards to prevent the deaths of migratory birds to avoid facing penalties, as only deliberate killings would now be considered actionable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's against companies, by the way. That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with you. I mean, you could still, like, kill a bird and not get caught, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Effing geese.
Yeah, the environmental groups on Thursday also have threatened to sue the EPA over what they view as the agency's failure to act on aircraft emissions. Quote, ambitious technology forcing regulation to reduce emissions of greenhouse gas pollutants from aircraft are long overdue and urgently needed. Sent a notice of intent to sue from the Center of Biological Diversity of the Earth and Earth Justice.
Earth Justice.
That does sound like something you would see on a after-school special.
You need to protect the Earth and have Earth Justice.
Sounds like a spin-off from Captain Planet.
Captain Planet delivers Earth Justice.
See, all I can think of now is what's his name? From Funny, you did the Funny or Die.
Yeah.
Captain Planet. Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, Captain Planet.
He gets pissed and starts killing everybody, turning them into trees.
You're a tree.
Over 3 years after finding that aircraft greenhouse gas emissions endanger public health and welfare, EPA continues to neglect its
Of global warming that you believe in?
At this
Man-made global
point,
warming?
I don't.
You're also some of the same people that use jet planes the most.
Because they're leaving on a jet plane.
Right.
You don't know when they'll be back again.
Actually, they do. They'll leave and then come back almost immediately. Just take a flight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see what it is. It just reset on me. Daggone it. The
It's okay. It's just stupid.
EPA. No, I had it and I lost it. It was aircrafts account for 3% of the total U.S. greenhouse gas emissions and 12% of all transportation greenhouse gas emissions, according to the EPA's website. I want to yes, Steven with Defenders Live Mojo 50.
3%.
3%. of the U.S. greenhouse gases.
3% of the U.S. greenhouse gases, and
and
you want to
12
you want to mess with that right now
And 12%
of transportation,
of all.
of all transportation.
Yes, 12% of all.
So jet fuel is 12% of all transportation.
Yes.
How much is F you faith?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
But they
It's
don't burn as much
3% of the U.S., right? 3%. If we're going by what they're talking about, it's 3%.
Yep.
Okay, it's 3%. It doesn't mean much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in like isn't the excuse me, the
Leave
like
it
when it
alone.
comes to transgenders and the LGBT community, isn't that only like 3% of the population?
It's less than 3%.
There you go.
It's 1/10 of 1%.
Have you not figured out yet that everything that goes on in this world only applies to the
And
minute of minorities
you know, we have the best country in the world
for a little while longer anyway?
because we as a people are able to complain about the stupidest crap
Yep.
in the world. That is how few problems we actually have.
Yes.
Here in America and in anything that's not considered third world, we have so few problems that we have to complain about the dumbest crap ever.
Yep. Because we have nothing better to do.
Right. Because we have to, as humans, we have to have something to complain about.
Yeah, it's part of our nature.
It really
Sad-
is. Mm-hmm.
Sadly.
Speaking of, here's something to complain about. Iowa frees a child molester from prison because he identifies as a woman.
What?
The Des Moines Register recently reported that convicted felon and child molester Joseph Matthew Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Joe,
minute. Hold
Joe Smith. His name is the most generic white name ever.
Well, but he's they named him by all three names, so I thought they only did that for like mass serial killers.
No, they also do it for the child rapists.
Oh, okay.
Will be released from prison despite sexually abusing up to 15 children,
Up to
including
good. They got me.
including a 1-year-old.
Mm.
Because Smith, now Josie,
Of course.
has begun the process of transitioning.
Okay. Okay.
Lynn Hicks,
Uh-huh.
Attorney General spokesperson,
How dare you?
says that Smith's hormone treatment renders him less of a threat to offend again
Why?
because, you know,
Because
he's
women
taken
don't.
he's taken the feminine and drugs.
Yeah, but women don't do anything. Not even that women don't do anything wrong.
It doesn't mean that this guy's
Women-
that this guy's thought process is going to change to it.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is it we've mentioned this before? How it seems that as of late, there are more and more women getting in trouble for. It's not the fact they're having sex with someone that they're in authority over. It's the fact that they're children. That's why you don't hear it happening in colleges because they're considered adults.
Yes.
So giving this guy feminine hormones,
Uh-huh.
estrogen, and all this other jazz,
Doesn't mean that it's going to change what he does.
it just changes the outfit that he's wearing when he does it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Instead of wearing pants, he's wearing a skirt, which means it's easier.
And the fact that he has done this to up to 15 children,
Consider that no.
including a 1-year-old.
Let's say when they say abusing up to, what they really mean is that's how many they could have counted, probably more.
Yeah, there's probably more, but they know it's at least 15. It shows right there how the state of his mental faculties.
Yeah, see, and the victims were from ages 1 to 13.
you already see his mental capacity at this point. So theoretically, I guess to say that he wants to go be a woman it doesn't. I mean, of course, he's nuts.
Yeah.
The man is bat snot crazy, and he's allowed to now walk free because he's found a loophole to be able to pretend that he is a woman now, and by doing that, I'm telling.
Right.
This world is going to hell in a handbasket. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, well, there's the things that we all need to know.
The more you know.
Hormone pills do not make you less likely to commit future crimes, obviously.
No, that's not what the pill does.
No. All it does is, change the way your body, reacts to things.
It helps you grow boobies. That's about it.
That's pretty much it. Also, he was a child molester for both genders.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just boys. It wasn't just girls. It was both.
Yeah, he was an equal opportunity sex offender.
Right. Ranging from the ages of 1 to 13. So that means that he has a group. And that's his range, which means that no matter what, it doesn't really matter if you're that age, he's going to do it. I wasn't ringing on purpose, but that's fine. I know we would miss it, so it would have to be counted. Yeah, I know.
Rules is rules. I don't make them up. I just follow them.
Yep. He was a repeat offender. Repeat offender. Young repeat offender. Started when they caught him, he was 25.
Ugh. If I'd have caught him, it would have. He never would have.
He never would have made it to jail. I know.
Nope.
And then you have to remember that he only started the hormone treatments in prison.
Yes.
So he only started after he got imprisoned, which means he only started after he realized that he could possibly get out by doing something like this.
This is so retarded.
It doesn't change who he is as a person. All it changes is a little bit of the outward features. And really not that much. Because once you're a mature adult, it takes plastic surgery to change that.
Yeah. Going to what you were saying, to put it in a little bit better context, a second ago, Dr. Jeffrey Davis is a guy who actually ran a preliminary report prepared by the state's expert. Says Smith molested as many as 15 victims, ranging from ages 1 to 13. Before being sentenced to prison in 2015, the report found the likelihood of re-offending within 5 years of release exceeded 20% because victims were both genders and because Smith was under the age of 25 and never had a long-term relationship. Mr. Smith has not had an intimate relationship. His sexual encounters appear to have been primarily involved molestations, including his own molestation by multiple perpetrators or his victimization of others. So even the expert is saying this dude's got a screw loose or two. At least.
Right.
And the chances are rather high. I'm sorry, but if you go to jail for a crime, and they say that you come out of that with any percentage of repeating said crime,
then the answer is no. You don't get out.
Obviously, you didn't learn.
Right.
Obviously, it didn't do what prison was meant to do, which they don't do anyway. Like, they need to go back to, like, breaking big rocks into little rocks and work parties and get rid of all the amenities that these guys have.
You mean hard labor?
Oh, yeah. Which is, I know for him would be fun, but
the rest of the time.
They need to, go in there and somebody needs to throw a bar of soap in the middle of the bathroom and just
have at it.
Walk away. So stupid. So yay, way to go, Iowa.
Good job.
I thought all you had was corn and...
Nope, you also have child rapists.
Child rapists. Congratulations.
That you pay for. Quiet guy in the back, up to 15 kids molested. So basically, this guy's self-castrating and is getting away with it. No, he's not.
He's not
See-
even self-castrating.
Chemical castration drugs are worse, a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah, they hurt a lot.
And they also aren't 100%.
Yeah.
Chemical castration, even though it's supposed to, supplant that sort of thing, doesn't make it impossible.
Yeah.
It also doesn't make it impossible to get an erection. Just makes it more difficult for you to have a child when you do so.
Yeah. Excuse me. No, this severely pisses me off.
Yes.
All the guy is doing is oh, I'm a woman now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, well, he's a woman, he's less likely to do it again. That's a lie. Changing the outward appearance of the body does nothing for the heart.
Right. Or
And
the
if you-
mind.
Oh yeah. And if you don't change the heart, you're not going to change the mind. If you don't change the mind, it doesn't matter what carcass you're walking in, you're still going to be a dirtbag child molester
Right.
who, I do not condone necessarily the violence against this man, but at the same time would not lose any sleep if something happened to him.
I cannot condone, but I do understand the sentiment of slap some lipstick on this pig, and throw him in Gen Pop in the men's prison. He'll get a lot of sex, all the sex he wants.
He might finally get that long-term relationship that he has so desperately been looking for.
With Bubba.
Mm-hmm. Because nothing says loving like in prison loving.
Prison loving. Over the can. It's terrible.
It also proves too that nobody cares about how far these people will go in showing that they don't care about children at all, whether in the womb or out.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you can willingly let this guy go under the guise of, oh well, he's gonna be a woman, it'll be fine. No.
No. First off, he's not going to be a woman. He's going to be a man.
He's gonna be a man.
Always.
Who wants the over/under as to how soon this guy stops taking these hormones?
I'm saying immediately.
Well, it may not be immediately because he's probably going to have to do it a little bit afterwards, because he's going to have to report in and stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So have to be, oh yeah, no, I'm on my second bottle. Here it is. You can see proof. I went to the store and I redid the, refilled the prescription, whatever. But thanks a lot, Iowa. Now I have one more reason to not go visit your state.
Correct.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That in Des Moines.
That I don't. There's just certain places.
I'm sorry. I'm saying that just because I know there's.
Well, the
We
conversation-
know people that live in Des Moines, and we had conversations about Des Moines anyway.
Yeah, that was funny. No, there are certain places, and I love America. I love every square inch of America. It's the greatest nation on the planet, the most beautiful country ever.
It's the most beautiful.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Des Moines is one of them. I'm sorry, no offense to anyone who lives there, but it's probably a beautiful place, and eventually I will be there. It's just one of those things that I don't have a desire to pick up and go to Des Moines. You know what I mean? I'm not going to load the van up and take the kids and be like, "Come on, kids, we're going to Des Moines."
Right. Well, I mean, there are other places like New York City.
Yes.
I
can go
don't want to go to New York.
I like New York.
I know I
New
need to
York-
go there at least once. Okay, I'm gonna go once. I don't feel a desire to go there though.
Well, I don't anymore because of having gone.
Well, see, I
But
don't
I
want to go
like
because
to.
of this crap.
Oh, this is a radical leftist organization known as Decolonize This Place, which would be really awkward if they were standing out in the middle of the woods. Indicates it's planning a large-scale, quote, action Friday in New York City in order to, quote, F S up.
F this ass up.
at the city train terminals.
Yeah.
They call it, quote, F the Police 3.
And they called it.
Puppy love. No. It's like, but just, it's F the Police 3. That sounds like a really bad one. F the Police 3.
Hashtag FTP3.
They're back, and this time
They're pissed off.
Gloria was not happy with the outcome of last one. Terrence thought it was, it's just whatever. Sounds like a Steve Guttenberg movie.
This Friday is a motherfucking movement.
Sit in your seats and buckle in for F the Police 3.
Hashtag FTP3.
Starring Danny DeVito and Gary Coleman. I used to do stuff like that. It's complete sidebar, by the way.
Ice-T. Gary Coleman.
I am so losing my voice.
Yeah, you are. You don't do the gravel because you're gonna lose
I was
it.
gonna say I used to do that though. I used to get really bored, then talk to myself. Shocker. And I would make little what do you want to call them? Little commercials or
Promos.
things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like little promo. And I would do some. What was it? Be like.
Your voice is really going Alex Jones right now. I'm just wanting you to know.
I know that's what's pissing me off. Turns a freaking frogs gay.
And it sounds like you're just talking right now.
No. You have no idea the amount of strain I'm putting on this right now.
Well, good thing we only have a few more minutes.
I know, thank God. But no, I would sit and would do like, because okay, late night, and this was big. Back
Come
in
home.
the 90s, right? Well, they were big back in the 90s when, at like 2 a.m, and it would be, Celine Dion and Michael Bolton and all those on one album, and if you continue the payments, you can get all the other albums,
Yeah.
And I used to do some stuff similar to that,
Mm-hmm. Like a Who's Line skit, basically.
close, get all of your all of your favorite Christmas songs done by your favorite stars, Jingle Bells done by, Sinead O'Connor, and I just pick random people.
Sinead O'Connor singing Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah, Baba Black Sheep. Gary Coleman and Wilford Brimley. Just because, like, this is a great
Chestnuts
company.
roasting on an open fire by Will. Really? I could see that. That'd be good, right?
Well, it would be much better, but I'm telling you, like, my voice is just saying, screw all you people. And
That's okay. You want to know why? Because it's time for bells anyway.
run it. Let's go.
Good evening,
God, I sound like
Mojo
that.
50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with your bell count grade for the day, Thursday, January 30th, 2020. Today we had 2 missed innuendo bells, 11 actual bells, 3 rim shots, and 3 oh my gosh. Giving us a B for the day. Peace out and good night, y'all.
That's right. The B for the day is not bad. What's that?
No, it's not bad. If I could let the show go much further, I may be sounding like Let by the time it's over with.
Probably so. Defenders Live. Defenders Live is our show. Mojo 50 Radio. DOAEshow.com. DOAEshow.com. I don't know why the music stopped, but it's fine and everything's good. We'll talk to you later, folks. You have a good night.